So you already know what time it is. Ain't no way you can set off homecoming without hearing that infamous cadence from the marching storm drumline, better known as MSD. What is an HBCU without the band? Baby, I don't know, because we ain't gonna find out here. And welcome to an amazing day. I'm your host, TT, on the mic, and I'll be rocking the mic just right and coming to you live from Prairie View A&M University. We're gonna be kicking off the best time, and you know what time it is? It's time to get funked up. I'm about to make my funk, PV funk, for the virtual homecoming celebration inside the newly renovated Hilliard Hall PVAMU TV studio. Now, I know it's been challenging. It's been very crazy. We haven't been able to do a lot of the traditions that we normally do, but no worries. We got you covered, and we selected a theme that will bring us all together. Definitely something that honors the alumni and the baddest alumni in the community, and that's the Forever Connected theme. We'll be engaging with programming that's definitely going to showcase different masterclasses. We're going to hear from different notable alumni and definitely show you how we're going to keep you engaged. So stay tuned, sit back, relax, and enjoy your Forever Connected experience.
Dear Prairie View, the pain we felt was preparation for our purpose. The time we gave was lightning for the storm. The hill became our home. It became our passage to victory. There will be no retribution without sacrifice. There will be no pride without fight. We stand on the shoulders of giants and will build a future for our future. We will welcome the late nights. We will depart from fear. We will not descend, fall, or tilt. Because this is where champions are built.
Happy Monday, it's your girl TT on the mic, live from Prairie View A&M University with the virtual homecoming celebration Forever Connected. I have up first here an amazing masterclass from an alum who is tackling obesity with his initiative, Live by Losing. He is a dynamic surgeon and healthcare professional out of Dallas, Texas. It is Dr. Michael L. Green.
Dr. Michael L. Green Jr. was born in Indianapolis, Indiana, and is a graduate of the Benjamin Banneker Honors College at Prairie View A&M University. He obtained his medical degree at the Indiana University School of Medicine and completed his residency training at the University of Illinois. Prairie View A&M University, please welcome Benjamin Banneker Honors College alumni, Dr. Michael Green.
My name is Dr. Michael Lewis Green Jr., and I'm a bariatric surgeon. Well, as a physician, I think mastering your craft is key. You want to be at the top of your game. And what I mean by that is, being sedentary or just being comfortable in the space is not what I feel what a physician should be. You should want to make sure that you had appropriate training, but that you don't just stop there. You continue to extend that training to become the best of your craft. So my childhood aspirations were to actually be a physician, a doctor. At one point in time in my life, I thought about doing sports medicine, like orthopedic surgery, because of my interest in athletics. But my view of that had more to do with the fashion fare of being the team doctor on some professional teams, realizing that there was a lot more to orthopedics than that. And I became enamored with actually the open abdomen, which then pivoted my direction differently. So for some time, I've always had interest in medicine, and it was spun by curiosity. My grandmother worked in a postpartum unit at the hospital, and I always had that, like, what's going on up there? Why weren't kids allowed? And so it was my aspirations to really seek additional information, which led me down this path. As I look back on my days at Prairie View and being part of the Benjamin Banneker Honors College, when I look at what that did to set me apart or to prepare me for my future in medicine, I would say the biology department, the pre-med track at our first year, we took academic overload. I think that prepared us from the standpoint of understanding the rigor, the coursework, the ability to juggle, if you will, maintaining that books, but also the school life. And so I think that was a fundamental basis for which leapfrogged me to my current profession. My journey from Indianapolis to Prairie View is quite memorable. And I'm going to reference it just on that journey. And what I'm talking about is that car ride. So prior to matriculating at Prairie View, I had not come to Prairie View for a visit. But all the things that I knew about it and from my exposure, it was what I thought would be a program right for me. And so I talk about the journey because we loaded up my father's car. It was my father, my older cousin, my sister and I. And we took that journey through the middle of the night, and we got a flat tire in Texarkana. So when I tell you about my experience and the number of hours that it took to get to Prairie View, I have to think back that it was a rewarding ride because it actually leapfrogged me to where I'm at today. And so we always laugh about that initial journey. I would say in trying to decide which medical school is best for you, I would find a school that it is appropriate for you. And what I mean by that is potential interests. Some institutions are more prone to certain specialties. But at the end of the day, I think that when you look at your journey and track, you want to get in when you get in, when you fit in. And I think that is very important. So as you decide which program may be a benefit, looking at programs that are conducive to inclusion and diversity, looking at programs that offer you the track so you can get the exposure, getting you involved early on in the clinical pathways, and really understanding how you learn. I think it's really going to be the support systems that surrounds the student that should make you feel best in that zone. So find a school that really has the network and the support to help you matriculate as a student. The most important things in making a decision to which medical school is right for you, I think it goes back to what you enjoy. There's several reasons why we choose certain parts of the country where we do our undergrad study, where we like the outdoors. You have to understand that school will be very busy. You'll be very involved in a lot of things, but the other things that are important to you, whether it be a church, whether it be nature, and I say that because you have to have a work-life balance. And so being in an environment that's going to be very demanding, if you can find a place that meets your personal needs with your academic needs, I think that's the greatest opportunity for you. I think the greatest challenge when going to medical school has to do with you potentially questioning, A, you being there, having gone to Hilliard University, there weren't a lot of individuals like me. When I'm referencing just the African American population, there weren't many professors that looked like me. And sometimes you will find yourself being questioned about what you're doing and how you're doing it. And this came more to heart as I started looking into residencies in regards to, at the time, I was looking at a surgical specialty, and it was one of the residencies that there were a lot more people applying than actually getting in. And so there was a point in time where the question was posed, if you don't get in, then what are you going to do? And so at one point in time, I began second guessing and I started thinking about plan B. Well, the reality of it is, and to shortchange the question, is really that don't focus on so much time on your plan B that you don't put the right time in your plan A. And so I chose that surgery was the track for me. I chose surgery as my residency, matched in my #1 spot, and the rest is history. And so what I will tell individuals as they matriculate through, you're there for a reason. You're meant to be there. Be strong, be confident in yourself, and you too can achieve great success. The things that I would tell a Prairie View A&M University student who has interest in going to medical school, be a sponge right now. Everything that you're learning right now, you'll see again. And because you'll see it again, make sure you learn it the first time. There may be some review. They will extend the level to which you need to understand it. But don't just go through the motions. Make sure you're taking this path and this track to really absorb the information, the education that you have the opportunity. Because the preparation that you plan today will be what will allow you to do greater things later. I first got exposed to bariatric surgery during my residency. At the time, we were doing a lot of open techniques, and so when I decided to do a fellowship in MIS, that's minimally invasive surgery, a fellowship in laparoscopy with advanced training in bariatrics, and I wanted that forte because it was perceived to be one of the more difficult procedures performed laparoscopically. I figured that if I manned that skill set, it would allow me to extrapolate to whatever else I wanted to do with an abdominal cavity. But in doing such, when I did my fellowship in Washington, D.C., I found a love and a passion for bariatric surgery because it allowed me to do what I set out to do in medicine, and that's to cure, treat, ameliorate, improve healthcare diseases that people have. And so when we began to look at obesity as a chronic disease state, I was able to give individuals back not only a quality of life, extending their life, but there's also been a great deal of healthcare savings through intervention. And as you ask me now, how have I been able to expand upon that? Well, we don't just stop there. When you look at the gamut of obesity, obesity is being arguably the #1 cause of preventable deaths. I think we have to tackle it, and not all by just surgery. It's what I call my trifecta. Healthy eating through nutrition, activity with exercise, and surgical tool allows us to create the behavior modification that then allows us long-term success. So obesity, as we know, is a worldwide issue and problem. And it has been around for years, and for so long, we ignored it as a true disease. Because it's now labeled as a disease, it's getting a greater play in regards to how we should begin treating it. It's arguably the #1 cause of preventable deaths. And so we have to understand the nature to which it's causing all these healthcare problems. When I set out to start my program, and that's Live by Losing, I wanted to begin to brand myself in a manner to which it's not what you're losing, but what you're gaining. People are gaining life back. They're gaining years. They're gaining the quality of life. And so Live by Losing means that you then can begin your life over. In fact, after surgery, some of my patients will talk about their new birth date because they have been instilled a new life from that transformation with surgical intervention. I would say as we look at the global transformation of just bariatric surgical procedures, because by no shape, way, and or form is bariatric surgery new. Easily back in the 50s, we're doing procedures. I think what we have seen are other procedures that have come, and some have come and gone. And so when you think about the evolution of techniques, in which I call tools, to allow us to impact our appetite suppression. It restricts what we take in because we're not as hungry. We also understand other mechanisms through malabsorption, where we have a balance between what calories we absorb and which ones we waste. And so we can begin to understand that the surgical tools play a role. I think we have a better understanding of some of the hormonal controls that impact our appetite, which also plays a factor in what procedures that we do today as well. So when you look at the procedures, then we call them as refining, if you will, it's more so that we have tools that are really addressing some of the hormonal and chemical imbalances of the patient who is obese. And so I think we have to understand that the medicine side also is a major player. And the fact that we understand that these are just tools. So you have to combine these tools in an environment of success, which entails healthy nutrition, but also activity. So my practice initially, when I first moved into town, I was actually joined with a large multi-specialty group. I then spun off to another organization, healthcare practice in Fort Worth, and have recently been acquired by another organization. But what I did was brand myself. I branded the program Live by Losing, which allowed me to take my brand and who I was, regardless of the entity to which employed me, acquired me, to make that brand and that stance in that space. And I think that's what has been a great pivotal movement in my path of success. Staying up to date is quite important to me. And I always talk about the concept of, if you want to be relevant, you have to be current. So from a physician, we're mandated, required to do continuing medical educations. And I've always tried to be in the forefront of surgical intervention. Therein lies why I initially set out to do my fellowship in MIS. But also now as we expand to other tools and the techniques of robotic surgery. And so really what I've done is try to make sure that I'm educated through readings, through conferences, to make sure that I provide my patients with the best. I find that in building a reputation as a surgeon in the healthcare space, you should be transparent, integrity is strong, but you have to have quality outcomes. And I'll tell you, when you first start a practice, especially surgical practice, it was something that I learned from my mentor, my chairman, and also a colleague and friend, is that your first 25 cases have to be pristine. They have to go well. And part of being well has to be what? Well trained. We've done a lot with training, meaning that as an educator, I've done a lot with teaching residents as well. But you want to create a sense of that you care. It's that bedside manner that's so commonly in the rat race of time. You want to create a relationship with the patient because they're entrusting in you. I have an analogy with my patients, and a lot of times because of what I'm doing, and they haven't had surgery, they'll say, "I'm scared, Dr. Payne." And I'll tell them, you know what? I'm scared too. And we laugh and they say, "Well, you can't be scared, you're the doctor." And I say, well, here's the reality of it is. You having some fear, too much fear, you're nervous, you're seeing things. No fear, you're cavalier and nonchalant. A little bit of fear keeps showing your A game. It makes you accountable, makes you responsible. That's the same level of fear that I have because I take your life to heart. I'm committed to you as a patient, and we make sure that you do well by understanding the associated risk. I'll tell you, when you talk about our cheer squad that keeps you motivated, I can't say more than my family. They've always been supportive. My mother, my parents, my sister. But beyond that, the workplace. When you find that your employees too are very proudful of what you do, to the extent where they're referring their loved ones to you. Not to mention at the hospital level, when you go around and patients come back and talk about, "Man, I was great to have met you." They spoke highly of your presence and what a great physician you were. So when I look at it, my cheer squad expands great from a family standpoint to the employee base, but also the patients I care for, which makes me feel good and allows me to wake up every day because I know I'm impacting people's lives today. So I say I can have my roses as I'm living. So when I look at my legacy and what I have done to date, what I would say my life work has really been treating morbid obesity. I've been practicing in the Dallas-Fort Worth area now for 18 years. And in that passion to really impact individuals' lives for the better, I've been able to do that. And so what I want to see my legacy to be has a lot to do with helping individuals that A, are underinsured or don't have insurance at all. You'd be surprised at the number of individuals that need the benefit but don't have the benefit on their health plan. So I've created the Green Legacy for Life Foundation. It's a 501c3 that actually gives back to individuals who are underinsured or don't have insurance, which allows them the nutritional tools, the exercise capability, but also hopefully provides surgical intervention so they too can benefit from my life work.
Gerard D'Souza. I have the pleasure and privilege of being the Dean of the College of Agriculture and Human Sciences and also the Director of Land Grant Programs here at Prairie View A&M University. So I'd like to wish all our alumni, our students, our well-wishers, stakeholders a very happy homecoming. We're delighted to have homecoming in person again, and we hope to see you on campus during that time. So in terms of some new academic programs that we've launched recently, we have revamped our curricula in the areas of agriculture and nutrition, which are two of the main degree program areas at the undergraduate level. For example, we've created concentration areas in pre-vet. We've also created a new concentration area in natural resource and environmental sciences, given the importance of things like climate change and changes in the environment and their impacts on agriculture, energy dependence or independence, and so on. In addition, our Master of Science in Human Sciences is something that we have revamped, and we're going to launch that soon, and also a new master's degree in the area of natural resource and environmental sciences, as well as an MS program in nutritional sciences. These are new programs that we hope to have approved within the next year. So in terms of research, as you all know, we are a land-grant university. And so in addition to academics, we also focus on research in addition to extension. So in terms of research in particular, we are very excited about new projects in the areas of medicinal crops, industrial hemp. We have a new meats lab that gives us the ability to do additional research, academics, and outreach in the area of meat science, but also in traditional areas that we're strong in, which include food security, water security, and climate security. So in terms of new community partnerships, we're partnering with the College of Business, Nursing, and Juvenile Justice. And basically what we're doing is we're taking the considerable strengths and assets of the university to conduct educational programs to inner city Houston communities in areas like nutritional education, community gardening, mental health first aid, financial literacy, and health interventions through our nursing students, and much more. In addition, we have strong partnerships with landowner groups in and around Waller County. And finally, another initiative we launched recently is something called the Texas Rural Workforce Academy. And this helps folks who've been displaced by Hurricane Harvey in particular to have new careers in things like welding, electrical technicians, nursing education, in areas such as that. So this necessarily involves partnerships with community-based organizations. So we're very proud that we're able to leverage some of these partnerships for us to be able to reach more people, as well as to help us with programmatic creation and delivery. So in terms of student achievements, this is something that we are so proud of. Our students are very successful in competing both locally as well as regionally and on national platforms as well. In local participation, our livestock club is very successful in the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo in terms of bringing home trophies for showing goats. In terms of national and regional competitions, our students do very well in manners, which is minorities in agriculture and natural resources, and they win things like debate competitions, communication competitions, and much more. Our nutrition students do well in terms of presenting at conferences, and also our students go on study abroad, perhaps more so than students in any other college at Prairie View, in part because we have partnerships with many countries, and so this is an area in which our students excel as well. So all in all, we are very grateful that our students do so well. Also in competing for scholarships, that's another area that our students do extremely well. So we always look for ways in which alumni can help us grow and expand, including in partnerships. For example, we've launched some new partnerships with Cargill, Microsoft, Standard Meat, a couple of other companies, Growmark, for example, to help develop internship opportunities for our students and at some point career opportunities. So whenever we have alumni who either have been employed with the private sector or with government agencies and can help us reestablish connections in some cases, but grow new partnerships and connections in other cases. But also to help our students with things like soft skills. How can they become better communicators, better interviewers, and position themselves in a strong manner to get the job and to get the job done. So these are ways in which alumni can help us grow and expand.
I chose to attend Prairie View because it was one of the few schools that admitted me into their College of Engineering. I was also offered a scholarship, and the last reason is because Prairie View offers incoming engineering majors the opportunity to take classes before coming in, and that really enticed me. I didn't really face adversity during my time here at Prairie View, but some things that did inspire me to graduate were the fact that there aren't too many software engineers, too many black software engineers working at major tech companies. So yeah, I just wanted to change that notion. Some of my mentors at PV include Dr. Quinty Moore. He's the director of the Honors College, and my good friend, Kendall Lemons. Both of these men are very inspirational. I can go to them for advice on life, my career, and really anything. They are two black men that I really look up to. So, what made my time here at Prairie View most valuable would hands down have to be the opportunities I was given. I got to intern at Apple twice. I studied at Google for a semester. And yeah, this is all due to Prairie View. My greatest achievement while attending Prairie View would have to be receiving the Unknown 8 Award. This award is only given to 8 individuals every school year, and I was one of them. What I love most about Prairie View is that it's family-oriented. Prairie View helped me to achieve my career goals by providing me with opportunities. Once again, as I mentioned, I interned at Apple twice. I studied at Google for a semester, and all these things gave me the confidence that I needed to become a full-time software engineer. My favorite memory while attending Prairie View would have to be spending the semester at Google. This happened during spring 2019. I went to Google with 2 other peers here at Prairie View as well as from other colleges. And we were taught by Google engineers, Google researchers, and so on and so forth. And it was wonderful. Following graduation, I'll be moving to California to work as a software engineer at Apple. The advice that I would give to incoming students as well as the current students would be to take advantage of every opportunity that comes their way.
Yes, I'm pleased to share with you some exciting grant and research activity that's happening in the college. Recently, we received a $1.5 million grant from the Houston Endowment. And this grant is given and designed to help with continuous quality improvement of our educator preparation. It will allow us to help students in their content knowledge as well as their pedagogy. We are also a recipient of the Raise Your Hand Texas grant, another grant that's designed to prepare teachers to be day one ready, that will allow them as they move into becoming service teachers in the field to be ready to deal with all of the concerns and the issues that will impact student learning. And finally, we're excited about US Prep, which is another grant we received to revolutionize and change the way we look at the clinical teaching. We will be transitioning from a one-semester clinical placement to a year-long placement in the clinical setting. And so the faculty are now working to bring about these changes that will strengthen the way we prepare educators. We are very delighted and excited to announce a community partnership with one of our partnering ISDs, Aldine Independent School District, in which we've shared a working relationship for a number of years. This partnership will allow us to create a young male leadership academy, a school specifically designed to prepare and educate young boys of color, particularly Black and Latino males. This, again, is a partnership with the Aldine Independent School District, and a principal has been identified, and the school will open the fall of 2022. There are many student achievements in our area, and our students are on the move. We are excited about a couple of new organizations that are impacting the recruitment of educators. TAFE, the Texas Association of Future Educators, recently initiated a chapter here on campus, and these students who are part of this organization will be working with young minds at Jones Elementary and other schools in our area in Waller and in Hempstead, as well as in the Houston community, to attract students to the education profession. Additionally, we are creating a program that will target and recruit men of color into the teaching profession. Call Me Mister is the program, and students are working now to get the charter for this program. We're excited that students from our college are members of the executive board for the Student Government Association. Caitlin Scott is the vice president, and Wyston Okuru is currently serving as the comptroller. Our students at the graduate level continue to work to publish as well as make presentation at learned societies, and we are very excited about how our faculty are working with students to engage them in research. We certainly encourage alumni to stay engaged with the college. Our product, teachers, principals, counselors, administrators, diagnosticians can be found all over the Gulf Coast region. And we'd certainly like to stay in touch with you, and you stay in touch with us. We invite you to connect with us on all of our social media pages, PV_COE, College of Education. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we'd like for you to visit our webpage at pvamu.edu COE, College of Education. There we highlight happenings that are going on in the college programs and services, as well as our alums who are making a difference in their profession. So yes, alumni, connect with us. Let us know what's going on with you, what awards you are winning, and we certainly will highlight you on our webpage and our social media platforms. We are very excited that students from our educator preparation program will be working with the Toni Morrison writing project that's featuring Nikki Giovanni. In November, there will be a reading rainbow that will happen at Jones Elementary, and our students will be reading to students there. We are very pleased to be preparing for our 50th annual career fair. It will be held on April the 21st, 2022. It promises to be an exciting event where school districts from all across the state will be here on campus to recruit educators that we are preparing here in the Whitlow R. Green College of Education. So we'd love to have you come, alum of the program, to come and be a part of that event. And we're excited about all of the great things that are happening in the Whitlow R. Green College of Education.
I am Elisa Lynn Harris. I am the Dean and Professor of the College of Nursing here at Prairie View A&M University. I am so excited about nursing in general, but also the opportunity to mentor and guide and help in the development and education of the next generation of nurses. This is an exciting challenge and opportunity we have here in healthcare, and I believe that we as nurses that are already in the profession need to step forward and lean in and really work with the next students that are coming along and to mentor and guide them. And so I'm really excited about that. So I am passionate about nursing because I've always wanted to be in healthcare, and as a young girl I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and my mother is the one who directed me into nursing. And it is this opportunity to build relationships with patients that really is important to me. And it's the connection you build with patients that allow you to understand the context of their lives and help them make good decisions. So it is that one-to-one connection that you build over time with patients. And it's that trusting relationship and understanding how they make decisions and things that are going on in their lives, how you can help them make changes that are going to benefit them for over the long term. So I am excited. That's what excites me about nursing, this passion that I have for patients and patient care. I'm excited about bringing that passion, my knowledge and wisdom here to the university to guide the students. And so those are all the things that get me up out of bed every morning and help me come to school on days when I'm like, oh, I just want to wallow in the bed today. But you know, it's an exciting world and there's lots to do, and we as nurses and healthcare leaders really need to step up to the plate and really educate the next generation, because without our knowledge and skills and helping them, guide them and learn things in nursing, that's the only way that we're going to change the health disparities and really improve health equity for everybody. Prairie View A&M University and the College of Nursing really has an excellent reputation for developing strong clinicians, leaders, and scholars. I am excited to move the university next forward and students forward in thinking about developing programs of research for the faculty. I know they've already started that. I'm helping to guide them, to guide students as they build their interest in nursing and interest in nursing research. I'm also excited about helping the school or guiding the school become more nationally known. And so really, for me, it's about getting faculty nominated for awards and into the American Academy of Nursing, and becoming fellows in the American Academy of Nurse Practitioners. All of those things are important to the nursing profession. They're important to the School of Nursing because it really does help the university and the college stand out in prominence within the discipline. And by doing that, that helps build individuals' programs of research. It really gets them out to have them talk about the work that they're doing here in Houston and the differences that they're making in individual lives. And so that's what I'm excited about. This is an exciting time to be in healthcare. You know, the pandemic really has highlighted all the health disparities, all the challenges and inequities that there are in healthcare. This period in healthcare and in nursing is an opportunity for us to step forward and really highlight all the good work, all the knowledge and skills that nurses can bring to the table. We have a different perspective than the medical perspective, and our perspective is important. And so I believe that if we as nurses take up this challenge and this opportunity, we really can create meaningful change that will improve the lives of patients, families, and communities. So I'm excited to do that, and I think, you know, there's lots of money and opportunities for funding and research dollars. There's opportunity to people are really passionate about healthcare and really looking at what's going on. And so it's up to us to kind of think about what are the strategies and interventions that are going to be most impactful to patients so they can improve their lives. And that's what I'm excited for the next 100 years. And hopefully, I'm committed to having the College of Nursing be part of those changes. So what I'd like to say to the student body is that I'm really excited to be here. I'm interested to learn and understand what their needs are, that nursing is a challenging field, but it's so vitally needed and so important that we really need you and want you here. We really need all nurses to be out in the field working really hard. My door is open. I'm open. I invite people to drop by, tell me their stories, talk to me. I really enjoy interacting with students, and so I'm really here to work with them and work for them to meet their needs.
Hello, my name is Munir Kudus. I serve as the Dean of the College of Business at Prairie View A&M University. I'm happy to talk about new programs in the College of Business at Prairie View A&M University. Something that is really exciting has happened recently. This is the new Doctor of Business Administration program, or DBA as we call it, and it was launched in fall 2021. We have worked on this program for at least 3 years, and finally all the approvals were in place early this year, and we were able to launch the program as we planned. This happens to be the only such program in the HBCU universe. None of the other HBCUs has a DBA program, and it is also the first and the only such program in Texas offered by a public university accredited AACSB International. So really excited about the program. We have 10 new students admitted, and they're all doing well. Research happens to be one of the most important things our faculty spend their time on. When we recruit new professors, we make sure that they're research oriented, and the research is aligned with the mission of the College of Business, and also it is cutting edge. So what is happening in the world of business out there, we want our professors to be doing research on it. So we were really excited when one of our professors, Dr. Gamasi, received a $300,000 grant from the National Science Foundation, NSA, to carry out his research on using social media for disaster management. He has published on this topic for some time, and so it was exciting to see that his research is recognized and is being supported. In addition to that, we have a number of professors who work in the area of cryptocurrencies, and also we want professors to work on diversity and inclusion initiatives. So one of our professors, Larry Trotman is his name, he's a business law professor. He has written a paper on the fact, it's called the demographics of death, on the fact that in the minority population, COVID has hit extremely hard and there has been many more casualties. His paper has received a lot of citations in the media. Well, our main purpose, our main mission, our main vision is to see our students be successful. So we try very hard to make sure that our students not only have a rigorous education in business management, but they're also ready, they're also prepared to be successful in the corporate world. So I want to share one or two programs in that line. First of all, we have 4 students, 4 out of 5, who have been selected by Accenture and Microsoft in their newest program, which is called Level Up. In addition, we want our students to be engaged in competitions and contests, because there's something that happens when you are competing with others. So I want to mention 3 different competitions that is taking place right now. The first one is called the Battle of the Brains. This is a competition that is organized by the National Black and MBA Association. This is the 3rd year Prairie View A&M University is competing. The last 2 years we have come with the first prize, $25,000 in the prize money. And this is the 3rd time we are going to be competing. What we try to do is we put together a very diverse group, interdisciplinary group. So you have undergraduate students, you have graduate students, you have business students, and you have engineering students, students who can code, for example. So we're excited about that. The second contest is from UC California, University of California, Berkeley, the Haas College of Business. And this competition is new. The competition is to write a case on mental health issues in the workplace. And it is a graduate student program competition. And we have 4 students participating, including 1 student from the College of Arts and Science. And last but not the least, we have a competition going on where our students are going to be competing with other HBCU students on a Hewlett-Packard HP competition. This is the first time we are participating in that contest, and we've already made the first cut. So we are part of the 10 teams which are competing in the finals.
I chose to attend Prairie View specifically for the architecture program. They are one of 8 programs that are accredited, and the only HBCU in Texas that is accredited. My mother has multiple sclerosis and just went through her 2nd round of chemo. So she inspires me to do everything that I do at this school, and I hope to one day build her a house. So there are so many people in the School of Architecture that helped me get to where I am, but my 2 main mentors are April Ward. She helped me to recognize that sustainability is the future, and Professor William Batson, he helped me to keep my creativity and keep my voice heard. While attending Prairie View, I was fortunate enough to intern at NASA Johnson Space Center. It was an amazing experience, and I got to tour every building on campus. Prairie View definitely opened many doors of opportunity for me and helped me understand that getting my name and setting the foundation of my career was extremely important. I definitely love the family culture that we have here. Anybody from the people who work in the MSC to your teachers, people in financial aid, all treat you like family. My favorite memory has to be homecoming 2016. That's when I came in as a freshman. We got the stadium open for the first time, and to see the representation of all the people to come out, all the graduates, and everybody to come back and see the Black unity was beautiful. The advice I would give incoming freshmen and current students is to take advantage of everything that Prairie View has to offer, and let your story, let your path be made. Don't try and force it, just experience and your path will be shown. My post-grad plans is to come back, do my 5th year, my master's degree, and to become a sustainable architect and design sustainable homes in Houston.
Greetings from the Marvin D. and June Samuel Brailsford College of Arts and Sciences. This year, I began my 2nd year as dean of this amazing college, which is celebrating growth and outstanding achievement over the past year, thanks to our wonderful faculty, staff, and students who have remained diligent and committed, even as we deal with the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. The college now has over 200 dedicated faculty who engage in teaching and mentoring their majors, but also support courses for the entire campus, undergraduate programs. The college has grown over the past year with the addition of the psychology department, which relocated from the College of Juvenile Justice back to its original home on this campus, which was and is now the College of Arts and Sciences. The psychology department brings to the college the 2nd largest undergraduate program on campus and a doctoral program with a pass-through master's in clinical adolescent psychology. The department is very busy right now with onboarding new talented faculty with plans to embark on the necessary work to acquire accreditation for the doctoral program. The Brailsford College has a new master's degree, the Master of Social Work, or MSW degree, which complements the large Bachelor of Social Work program, which has been accredited since 1980. The MSW program offers clinical training in medical and behavioral health care with a focus on Afrocentric social work. The program has already received initial candidacy status for accreditation. Graduates of our MSW program will be qualified to pursue the licensed clinical social worker designation, and PV's MSW program is the first MSW program in Texas to be housed in an HBCU. With the new Department of Social Work, the former Division of Social Work, Behavioral, and Political Sciences, which was its name for quite a long time, is now the Division of Social Sciences and thriving with new emphasis on building the history, political science, and sociology programs. The history program has launched a new Prairie View A&M University book series published by the Texas A&M University Press. The program coordinator, Ronald Goodwin, is serving as the associate editor for the GRIO, the official journal of the Southern Conference of African American Studies Incorporated, bringing special visibility to PVAMU through this position. The political science program continues to train its graduates for careers, and most importantly, this year, it has put new emphasis on providing resources for the increased number of students who are interested in law school or law studies. And so we are providing support, particularly through funding for their LSAT prep. The communications department is working with alumni who have come together to create an advisory panel for the new media training and internships for the communications majors. This is an excellent example of how alumni can be engaged with our faculty and students, especially in advising faculty on the industry trends relevant for our students and the curricular offerings. The department is working with alumnus Charles Williams, two-time Emmy Award winner, journalist, and filmmaker, who is spearheading internship and job opportunities for our communication students. Hilliard Hall is being renovated for a state-of-the-art TV film studio that students can use to create original content such as TV shows, news shows, and documentaries. Congratulations to KPVU is in order. The Federal Communications Commission approved the station's radio license renewal for the next 8 years. KPVU has been busy this year. On May 21st, it produced the national distribution of Marvin Gaye tribute documentary celebrating the 50th anniversary of Gaye's groundbreaking album, What's Going On. KPVU is exploring National Public Radio, NPR, residency on campus and working with communications faculty member who represents PV in NPR's Next Generation Radio project. So lots of exciting work going on with KPVU and our communications faculty. But even so, our students are also very active. Even this week, they are celebrating PV Radio Week, a student-organized, student-centric week of highlighting PVAMU students' participation in radio production. In March, the college officially launched the Ruth J. Simmons Center for Race and Justice, which was created in the summer of 2020 in response to the racial reckoning sparked by the death of George Floyd. The center, directed by endowed professor of political science, Melanie Price, was fortunate to begin its work with a $1 million endowment from the Charles Budd Foundation, followed by another $1 million in grants and donations. The center's mission is focused on addressing the persistent inequities caused by racism and to propose policies and practices that can help eliminate those inequities. In the past year, it has sponsored events that discuss major issues connected to race and justice, featuring prominent scholars, poets, journalists, and others. The center has major projects underway that include the Lumina Foundation Symposium Series, the HBCU Voting Rights Project, and has also been named a research partner for Goldman Sachs' 1 Million Black Women Initiative, which is a $10 million investment in improving the lives of Black women over the next decade. I invite you all to follow the happenings of the Center for Race and Justice and visit the homepage features that talk extensively about some of the activities that have happened and that are coming up with the Race and Justice Center. We're also quite happy to announce the Toni Morrison Creative Writing Program, which was launched earlier this semester with the announcement of Nikki Giovanni as the inaugural writer-in-residence. President Simmons established the program and allocated some of the generous funding from philanthropist Mackenzie Scott to establish the program and name it in honor of Toni Morrison, who was one of Mackenzie Scott's teachers at Princeton. Nikki Giovanni is uniquely positioned for the inaugural writer-in-residence position. Among our students are budding novelists, playwrights, and spoken word poets, all of whom will gain invaluable experience with Giovanni, including select students who will engage directly with Giovanni in a masterclass series. I also want to highlight the community component to this project, namely writing contests in which senior high school winners will earn college scholarships, participate in summer creative workshops, and virtual writing and reading clubs. And I must also acknowledge the work of Provost Emerita, Dr. Joanna Thomas-Smith, who is graciously coordinating the program, and her team of faculty and community members who worked tirelessly to make the launch happen this year. On our STEM side, from the Department of Mathematics to chemistry, physics, and biology, our faculty continue to be engaged in high-level scientific research. The math department is planning to launch a graduate certificate program in mathematics. Our biology students have been very engaged with research this year, and 4 biology students are working on research projects at Baylor College of Medicine. And the department this week is also celebrating senior biology major Alexis Van Zandt, who will represent Prairie View in the February 22 issue of Ebony magazine as one of the 10 finalists for the 2021-22 Olay Ebony HBCU STEM Queens Contest. So we wish her lots of luck, and hopefully she will come out as the winner. The Department of Chemistry and Physics has received over $2.5 billion in external funding this past year, and faculty have been working hard with research projects that also actively engage our students. The Chemistry Department's Green Chemistry Initiative has received external funding, and PVAMU was recognized in Time magazine as one of 80 institutions that is developing curriculum to address climate change. On the STEM side, we are fortunate to continue to pursue and receive a number of grants that assist our students to go on to graduate school. And we will continue to work on those endeavors. Finally, I don't want to forget our ROTC units. The Army ROTC program welcomed 19 military science level 1 cadets in the program this fall, with several being scholarship recipients. Army ROTC will commission another 4 cadets before the end of this calendar year. Our Naval ROTC welcomed 8 new freshmen to the program this year. Their 4 Navy option seniors just received their service assignments following graduation and commissioning in May. 2 will be surface force officers, 1 will be a naval aviator, and 1 will be a submarine officer. And I'd like to note that the 1 female who will be commissioned as a submarine officer is one of very few, only a handful of females nationally commissioned as a submarine officer. So we're very proud of that. The music department, which houses a concert choir and PV singers, has recorded virtually during this pandemic. Believe me, they haven't allowed the pandemic to stop them from producing wonderful music that we've all enjoyed. The various smaller ensembles provide music as has been needed by the university and off-campus musical life as well. Now, the University Marching Storm has been featured in the Honda Battle of the Bands in January that happened in Atlanta. On October 30th, the end of this week, the Marching Storm is hosting the first of its kind traditional show-style band competition that will be nationally ranked by U.S. bands and sponsored by Blue Devils Performing Arts and Conselmer. So lots of exciting activities going on within the College of Arts and Sciences. Let me say just one word about how the college has been involved in COVID-19 awareness. KPVU and other units on our college have also been involved in COVID-19 awareness. KPVU received a grant from the Corporation of Public Broadcasting. The grant, Save a Life campaign, was to create a COVID awareness project. The KPVU will collaborate with the College of Nursing and also with Dr. Harriet Howard Lee Block, Department Head of Biology, who has been a leading voice in the greater Houston community discussing vaccine hesitancy in the Black community. The debate team innovatively has partnered with Delta Sigma Theta and Warner Brothers to present debates about COVID-19 and the importance of HBCUs in educating its students about the pandemic. And while I'm on the debate team, I should mention that in the 2021 academic year, the team won 5 national international championships, and we're very proud of our debate team members, and we are very proud of all of our students in the College of Arts and Sciences. We are happy to welcome our alumni to campus this week. Go Panthers, go Marching Storm Band.
A happy and healthy homecoming to all Panthers, family, friends, and students. We are delighted that you are engaged with the college and the university. I'm Camille Gibson, the Interim Dean of the College of Juvenile Justice and the Executive Director of the Texas Juvenile Crime Prevention Center within the college. I encourage all alumni to consider joining Panther Connect. On the college website, we have a platform where alumni can tell us how they would like to be engaged with the college. We have a number of opportunities, and we know that you are always interested in seeing how you can give back. Some of the things on the horizon, we have a speaker series this year coming up for the public. We also have a speaker series with various intellectuals for our students. We also have our students engaging in competitions again, quiz bowl, conference presentations, and publications with faculty. In other words, we're returning to business as usual. For study abroad this year, given the pandemic, we're limited to one trip that we hope our students will be able to take over the summer to Asia. And in case you are unfamiliar with our college, we offer a bachelor's degree in criminal justice with various specializations. One of the specializations is in criminalistics, which is offered at the Rellis campus in Bryan, College Station area. At the master's level, we have a totally online one-year master degree in juvenile justice. And at the PhD level, we have a doctoral degree in juvenile justice. We have produced 58 graduates to date who are around the country and the world doing great things. We accept applications for the graduate programs, masters, every semester, and for the PhD program in the spring for persons interested in studying in the summer. Of course, our undergraduates are welcome to join us at any semester, whether transfer or freshman. The college also offers a certificate in Homeland Security and Emergency Management, plus minors in things like crisis informatics and emergency management. The Texas Juvenile Crime Prevention Center, out of which the entire college began, has a number of programs in the community. Currently, we have an Annie E. Casey Parent and Teen Connect training program that's 10 weeks long and virtual. If you know parents who might be interested, please contact the college and we'll connect you to this training program. The center also offers trainings for people who work with young folks in various capacities. That includes online training sessions on substance abuse and misuse, truancy training, and mental health first aid, where we have trainers who are willing to go out and deliver the training or offer these virtually. Many of our trainings are free or of minimal cost. The center is also involved in programming in Haverstock community. They're engaged in Tyler, in San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, and in various other parts of the state where we don't have a physical presence, we have a virtual presence with our programming. We are certainly delighted to know that we have produced several productive people. Within the college, we have 2 endowed scholarships so far, the Craig Washington Scholarship and a new scholarship to which many of our alums will be happy to donate, the Ronald D. Server Scholarship. We lost Mr. Server this fall after giving the university over 40 years of service. We welcome your input and certainly stay happy, stay healthy, and enjoy Homecoming 2021.
Hey, welcome back. I hope that definitely was resourceful to you. No worries, we got more to come. We're going to take it to This Week on the Hill.
Hey everyone, good afternoon and welcome to the PVAMU TV studio and network station. My name is Teresa Dalvest. I'm an assistant professor of communications here in the legacy Hilliard Hall, one of the most renowned and most beautiful spots on our campus here at Prairie View. I'm also the director of film and television production for our program, and I'm excited and incredibly pleased to share with you the newly renovated TV studio. I started here in January of 2017, and one of the first stops in my orientation to this program here was the TV studio. And it was an amazing space. Upon arrival, I thought, wow, I know the students are gaining so much experience and knowledge about television production, film production, and gaining the tools that they'll need to be able to contend in the industry. What I learned, though, was that studio was built in 2011, 2012, and was in dire need of renovation and technological updates. And so I wrote a grant for a Title III, a grant proposal for a Title III grant, and we won the grant. And over the last 4 years, we've been planning and designing and finally executing this new studio. We had a great collaboration with Urbano Architects based here in Houston, as well as with Broadcast Studio Designs Incorporated, which is an amazing international company out of San Diego. They've built sets for major affiliates with ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, you name it, and they've built it. And so doing my research on their company, I learned that some of the stations that I grew up watching in Virginia were designed by them. And so that's who I wanted to work with in putting together this look. I'm going to give you a really quick tour, and then after the tour, I'm going to give you an invitation to come and spend time in the studio, work with us and create content and help us amplify the stories of Prairie View. Right here, what you see behind me is this amazing media wall. It's 6 monitors in a virtual orientation that was inspired by WTTG in Washington, D.C. Again, growing up, watching the news and different programs from WTTG, when I saw their set, I was instantly inspired to replicate that as best I could. The difference between our wall and the wall at WTTG is that their mural is a static photo. It's just a big JPEG from end to end. It doesn't move. It has no video components to it. And that was the difference we made with our particular wall. So as you can see, our logo is animated on the monitors behind me. We can make one big panoramic view. We've seen the football stadium, for instance, go from end to end in this space, and it's amazing. It's just, you feel like you're standing out on the 50-yard line. And then a monitor in the middle that just kind of helps glue the whole picture together. In my tour, you'll see also that we gained inspiration from all the colleges from around the university. For instance, this treatment, this kind of marbleized look, was inspired by the Clark Building, where juvenile justice and psychology is. We lifted some inspiration in the hallways of the Agriculture Business Building, AgBiz as we commonly know it. This dark slate you'll find on the first floor in different places of that building. It's one of my favorite textures around the building. Again, athletics will enjoy having their football players, their soccer players, their basketball players highlighted in each of these panes, or a panoramic view of the football stadium with this big massive wall. If you look, we have these wild walls that move. We have 3 that are on casters. The windows over there, as well as the clear surfaces that you'll see picked up, for instance, on our new anchor desk, are inspired by the engineering program. And then finally, I don't know if I have enough room with the cameras on this side, but let's do it over here. Walk with me, if you will. On the back side of the 2 larger walls, we have inspiration from the School of Architecture. And so the idea, we want every college, every person on this campus to feel like there's a home for them in this space. And as you can see, it took no effort for me to spin these walls and move them around. That allows us to have great flexibility in this space, something that we did not have much of in the original space. So let me show you our staging areas. First of all, this stage is what we call our little taco stand, if you will. It's a stage that's movable by bringing both sides up on hinges. We can lift them up and roll them away, removing the stage from the space, but for the most part, it pretty much lives right here. We have this great purple couch that will hold interviews and talk to various dignitaries and guests on issues that are important to the campus community. We have these amazing mics with mic flags showing off our university pride, both Prairie View and PVAMU TV. Great branding, great branding. We also have a large wooden table that was made specifically for us. We have a show called the Prairie View Roundtable Talk. And the people who helped put this whole great space together made this custom for us for that particular show. On this end, we have our new anchor desk, again with a plexiglass see-through top, great monitor in the front. Gives our students a great playground as they become the next generation of multimedia journalists. And no shortage of monitors and visual stimuli around the space, again with great flexibility, great usability for our students, and all the tools that they'll need to be able to compete and contend for the careers of choice as they graduate from this great school. This is done in the form of a team effort. The faculty and staff in the Department of Communication we work tirelessly for our students. Our alumni have joined in also in our efforts to raise up our students and build an incredibly competitive program. We have opportunities that are pipelining our students into grad programs, especially at the University of Southern California, where we currently have 4 students enrolled in their grad program, and 2 recently graduated. One now has a job with the NFL and another with the LA Times. We have students doing amazing things all over the world, quite frankly, and this space, we want this space to be the place where we cultivate the next generation of filmmakers and broadcast journalists. Feel free to come anytime. My name is Teresa Dalvest. You can find my information in the university directory, and any of you and all of you are welcome to come play in this amazing playground. Thank you.
Hey, it's your girl TT on the mic, and thank you for hanging out with me today on Forever Connected, the virtual homecoming celebration. We got to talk with Dr. Michael L. Green about health, and definitely got to hear from the Hill as well. So whatever you do, remember health is wealth, and I'll see you tomorrow on the virtual homecoming Forever Connected.